evening, everyone. My name is Priyanka. Welcome to our station. As we all know, Bangladesh stands at a critical political state at the moment, and election had been held recently under the interim government of Muhammad Yunus, which was very interesting because one of the largest and most influential party, Awami League, was not included, in fact, excluded. They weren't able to participate in the elections, and we know the result of it right now. And tonight, we would hear actually from our very known and very professional political leader. He has been also former minister at Awami League. Please welcome Professor Ekia Abdul Momen.
No sound.
Can't hear me, Bhaiya?
No sound. I have to close it again because there is no sound.
Okay, no worries. I will wait. Are you able to hear us right now?
Oh, I suddenly sound gone. Now it's coming. Try. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Welcome. As we
Okay.
know, our topic of today, we would like to discuss the post-elections Bangladesh and what is the path forward from Awami League perspective.
Okay. Thank you.
So my first question would be, Momin Bhai, in the recent elections that we have seen, it was done and conducted without participation of Awami League. What is your thoughts related to that, and how do you see the path forward for Awami League going forward from here?
You see, this election, it was peaceful, and people voted in an environment of fear and threat. But yet, it was a good election. And I congratulated the new leader, Tariq Rahman, because, no country, no election is justified unless all the people and parties, political parties, are allowed to participate. If the major political parties are not allowed to participate in an election, then, the government that will form is not stronger. You become more stronger when there is participation of political parties and people and citizens. Now, I don't blame Tariq Rahman for this. It was done, this mischievous job was done by the past government, Muhammad Yunus. He has done a nasty job and created a bad precedent. But in the process, he made the election of Tariq Rahman controversial because he got elected without the support of a large number of people of the country. Although they somehow jacked up the numbers of voters, which is, again, is debatable because the number of voters is much less. I see in the videos, there are so many centers, there was no voters at all. In my own area, I have seen so many places where there is no voter. But government somehow jacked up the number and created a more comfortable number. Anyway, I believe this election was free, fair, and another reason was the Army League. They rejected they did not go to the voting centers because the leader says so that don't vote. And so they did not, but they did not, stop it. Created any indiscipline. They did not took away the polling booths, nor they burned down any of the polling stations. This is what is great for Awami League. They believe in democracy, they believe in election process, and they are disciplined, and most important, they're united. At the call of their leader, they did not vote, but at the same time, they did not create any condition for which this election could be in a very bad mess. So I thank the Awami League supporters, our supporters. At the same time, I congratulate Tariq Rahman, but he should remember that getting elected without, participation of major political parties weaken his government. He would be more stronger. Any government is more stronger when all political parties join in the election. I'm not talking about the Army League, but negating broader participation always bad for the government. And
Absolutely.
so that's the way I look at it. And I think I have advised the new government that this election should not have been controversial, but Yunus made it controversial. And I thank Army League that, they are so disciplined and they were so constitutional. And this, took this election with humor. Eh? And but the fact of the matter is, without the participation of political parties and people, no government can have confidence of the people and can be sustainable for a long period.
Absolutely. Especially that right now, Bhai, as you have seen, right now the opposition's party that we have, they are quite radicalized and they are the NT-71. They don't believe in Bangladesh. So it's a very messy situations that Tariq Rahman will have to handle, that they do not have any secular opposition's party. So it's a very, very strange. I don't think we have ever seen such scenario
You
since
you you are
71.
right on the topic, because I should have added that we are also happy that the Jamaati Islam, the opposition Jamaati NCP, they did not get enough votes, and they did not get, because there was some rumor at various times, and also their PR section did an excellent job. They at one time uh, used the name of Washington Post and stated that Washington Post hopes, the American hopes, the Jamaatul Islam will take over the country. That would be disaster for the future of Bangladesh. So we are also happy that, they did not get the majority. And at least those who never believed in Bangladesh, in the independence of Bangladesh, people of Bangladesh rejected them. And instead, the party that believes in Bangladesh, like even the Jatiya Party, even the BNP, they believe in Bangladesh, independence of Bangladesh. And I was so happy that our freedom fighter, this from Kishoreganj, he got elected, from the BNP. So these are good news. But it is also a sad news for Bangladesh that the Islamists, the Jamaati, whose philosophy is to create a caliphate and kill all the infidels and undermine the women leadership and all those. They got so many votes. This is so sad, and that's because of the nasty tricks and mechanism of Professor Yunus. He has promoted the jihadis, these mobs, and these Islamists. And this is very unfortunate. He is an English educated guy, lived abroad for most of his life, but yet he has been promoting this jihadi. This is so disappointing. And the Western world should know that there are people who, show that they are more progressive, but in fact, in their inner heart, they are jihadis
Yeah.
and they want to destroy civilization. And it's so I'm glad that this party that oppose Bangladesh, they are not in the driving seat, but they will create problem. So here we have a role to play. Here is the Awami League, which is, a secular party by belief, and which believes in the independence of Bangladesh, the values and principles of Bangladesh, ideals, and we should be more proactive to stop this spread of jihadis. I
Yeah.
mean the Islamists.
So there are a couple of scenarios where regarding the Jamaat Islam, they have gotten, I believe, you can correct me. I think they got like 70 or 71, somewhere around that. But it wasn't really fair election to begin with. We have seen the videos and the pictures and a lot of footages and proof that they started with the voting already the afternoon of the previous day. So it was quite quite of a setup already. In fact, what we know right now that in fact Nahid and a lot of those the few of those NCPs that we know know now that would be in parliament, they actually did not win. They made a scenario how to get it. In fact, the Muhammad Yunus have actually requested Tariq Rahman to get him still. Without the participants and voting, they would be still in the parliament. So this is quite a setup.
This again shows how meticulously designed this election is. It is not a fair election because it is pre-designed,
Yes.
pre-engineered. It's a doctored election. Ineos has somehow managed to, get one. I mean, the win all of his chosen person except two. Basically, it's all through because these young kids have no public support, but yet they got elected because of his meticulous design. We have seen so many videos. We have
Mm.
seen that, the election was supposed to start on the 12th February, 7:30 a.m. in the
Yeah.
morning, but since 11th February in the evening, the voting started. The ballot boxes were full, stuffing with ballots by the some officials, by the Hadid, the Jamatis, and others. So it was a very controversial election in many. One controversial number one, they denied, they banned the largest political party from participating. This is number one. Number two, if you see all the videos, there has been, in many cases, there has been, ballot stuffing even at night. So it was designed in a bad way. And the responsibility is Yunus government. They did not ensure a free and fair election. And they could not stop this, false and fraudulent balloting. In one case, I given one example. In Rajshahi, one center, their total votes was only 319,909 votes. 319,909 votes. But actually, vote cast was, 781,259 votes, more than double. It says 244% votes were cast, more than the total votes in this center. So just see, and this is not the only one. There are few in, Nilphamari, in other places. These are coming out. So this election was a fraud, and but the good thing is it was well disciplined. There was no burning, no killing, very few killing. This shows that Awami League never involved in all those, illegal work. In the last elections, when Awami League was in power, many voting centers were snatched away. There was, 500 or 600 centers were burned down. These are
Mm.
mostly done by the Didan opposition, BNP and the Jamaat and others. But Awami League is a very disciplined force, and they believe in, democracy, so they didn't stop. They did not burn any center. But this
Yeah.
election is very, very, controversial. But I am saddened that the Western countries, the observers who were there, who were paid by the Yunus government for their tickets as well as their stay, they are all paid guys. It is unfortunate. They accepted Yunus' offer, which is bad, and it's a bad precedent. But these people, they only look at the government briefings. They also look at the headline narratives, but they don't go in detail about this because in presence of European Union observers, they saw there was no voters around, but yet they did not mention that the major political party was banned. They did not mention there had been so much rigging of the ballots. So I thought they did not do a good justice. And
Yeah.
it may be also us, we should have raised our voice and, tell our stories. We didn't get chance to tell our story. This is another fact. But I thought they should be more objective, and they failed in their narratives in being to be objective.
In fact, it was very sad for Yuan to actually not notice so many things that was quite visible. One of the things was via what I have seen. Obviously, I'm not in Bangladesh, so what I have seen from here is that the referendum, the voting that they have done, yes and no, it looked to be like a tick green for yes and a cross for the no. So it
Yes,
actually
yes.
played with people's mind. I would have
Very,
been fooled.
very, meticulously
Exactly.
designed. It is a, this is
Yeah.
itself should, it violate the principles of
Yeah.
fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm saddened that Western countries, which we believe to be more objective,
Hmm.
unfortunately, They got government briefings, and they went to some spots only, and they did not do a justice to their own job, which is. But I'm happy that U.S. did not get send their observers, UN did not send their observers, but others were paid by Bangladesh government. But these are all done by the past. I don't blame Tariq Rahman for this. I blame this mischievous, administrator, our Nobel-laureate Professor Yunus. He has designed all these mischievous policies and mechanism to rig the election and deny people of their right to have a fair voting. This
The
is
only
so
thing
sad.
the only thing I would have added here for Tariq Rahman is that he obviously a son of a politician. He is very knowledgeable. I'm sure he has done studies. He has people that we can help him to understand. If he historically, we have seen these kind of elections. They don't last full term. We have seen twice, I believe. So if I were him, I would probably wait for election to happen properly in a proper manner, which would be legal, that even if he wins and he can't finish his full term right now, I mean, we don't know, we're not sure about it, because not only Awami League, there has been many smaller and medium sized of parties that were excluded. It's a very difficult, it will be very interesting to see how it fulfills. My next question would be, knowing everything that we know as of today, what do you think Awami League strategy would be going forward? How can we reflect from Awami League? What is our next step? How should be our next step from here?
You see, this every movement, political events, these are time for review and reflect. Uh, these are, for Awami League, I've seen it is an opportunity for Awami League to reconnect with the people. It is an opportunity for Awami League to modernize its apparatus. It is an opportunity for Awami League to reflect and review their omissions and commissions. It is a opportunity for Awami League to understand the nation's priorities, like jobs, prices, the education, this safety and security, the dignity of the nations. We so this is a time for us to reflect and review, and we must understand that pluralism in society, political pluralism, is not a luxury. It is essential for stabilizing the nation. It is essential for security and economic recovery of the country. I understand Mr. Rahman, Tariq Rahman should understand pluralism is not a luxury. For safety and security, he must welcome pluralism, political pluralism. Anyway, so to answer your question, I find it is an opportunity for our belief to review and reflect. We have our own omissions and commissions. At times, we became too much dependent on bureaucracy and ignore our political, political support. So it is time again to look to our basic, because people is our strength. The strength of our League is the support of citizens and its people. So now we have to review our situation and look at them, because I understand at some time we became so much dependent on bureaucracy and ignore the views and opinions of, and these our supporters got hardly any chance to meet the leadership and tell the stories. And now I think when I became a cabinet member, initially, Prime Minister always used to allow all the officials to leave the room, and she used to ask the elected representatives to make their point, to express their views and their stories, and it was a good thing, because everyone would come up with the things that they know, and that those were very useful for better governance, because a government can sustain if it has a good ear and listening habit. If you don't have ear, you cannot govern it nicely. So in the beginning of my cabinet experiences, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina used to allow all the bureaucrats to leave the room and allow politicians to express their views, and it was good. But after the COVID, when COVID came, this practice was stopped because of fear of COVID. And since then, it was stopped. So the politician, even the cabinet members, cannot express their, views and narratives to the prime minister because there are so many other guys around. So I think that we have to review and reflect these issues. And the other thing I believe, Awami League did lot of good things, but we did not reach out to our poor people. So I think it is time, it is an opportunity for us to outreach to our communities and tell what we are doing, because our narrative is more. We became so confident. We stopped narrating our stories, our achievements, even to the public, and especially to the Western world. We never gave any briefing to the Western world. Let's say on the 5th August, massacre, the overthrow of the government. Awami League did not come up with a narrative of its own and spread it, distribute it to the rest of the world, to all the stakeholders, to international organizations, to human rights group, to the leadership of the Western world, even our own people. We did not. And I think these are our weaknesses. Now we learn from our, omissions and commissions. So in future we will do better and we'll be more united. The good news is, in spite of so much of difficulties and such a catastrophe, Army League is united. They are not divided. The government tried to divide it, fragment it, but failed. This is the strength of this largest party, a historic party, because our, we don't, Army League don't believe in the individuals. They believe in principles, values, and they stood solid on these issues. So I'm very proud of the Army League, and I'm very happy that you remain united even in these catastrophic situations. That's it, our strength, and that will lead us to victory again. It is only a question of time. In politics, the season change. Someone will win, someone will fail. But these are not the end of the chapter of a historic party like Awami League. These are lessons for us. I said these are opportunities for us to renew our strength and our commitment.
Absolutely, Bhaiya. When you were speaking, I was actually thinking of that. I think since 5th August, for a brief moment, couple of days, we felt like we actually fell apart and we didn't know what to do. Where do we go? How do we start now? But I think where we are today, we have seen that how united we were able to be, even though we were split. Like thousands of our people are in prison. A lot of people had to move out to save their lives. But we have our workers, kormis, and netas, so many spread around, but they are united. They are connecting with our netri, Sheikh Hasina, and so many leaders are helping them to connect. So I think we're at a much better positions today than 5th August. So we have to say that. And of course, like you said, there is no other options than being united. We have to be. And I think that is our most strength and very powerful strength that we have, and very for a good reason. I think Joy Banglar people and Leagues, our one of the strength is that we don't change our mind if it's inconvenient for us, no matter what the
But I
situation.
agree with you
Yeah,
that we have the unity. This is good. But
yeah,
we also have to review and strengthen
mm,
our local structures, our, promote capable people. Not We should go beyond our family, relationship. We should look to develop ethical leadership,
mm,
committed leadership, expand our constructive dialogue with young people, the youth, the professionals, and also, the communities, which ignored at times. We become more involved in our, historical family relationship and all those. We should shun away with those and try to develop better. We should outreach to the young generation, which we failed, you see. And I think these are lessons for us. So I said this is an opportunity for Army League
mm,
to, review it and string it. I have one proposal to Army League which I put forward, and
mm,
that was, we need a dramatic change in the administrative and constitutional arrangement of Bangladesh, particularly administrative. I have submitted some proposal before, and which our father of the nation, Bangabandhu, started. Jalai Jalai Jala Sarkar,
Mhm.
district administrative, a devolving type of administrative structure, which is very much prevalent in United States of America. USA, the system is working. It has gone through many trials and errors, but it's a solid system that in each district there should be an elected governor system and responsible to the local people, and the federal government should have minimum control over them, like USA, you see. And I have been proposing it, the district devolving type of district administration system that will, reduce the, what should I, centralization, the omnipotence of one leader, and also it will help create a sense of competitiveness within the local governments to do better. So I think it is time for Awami League to review it, reflect it, and this could be one of his next priority, that design a devolving type of administrative system away from the central bureaucracy, and this could help achieve public support, and in the process we will be the winner again. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, yeah, I will have to agree with that. And I would definitely say that I do want to
And
see
here I
this.
should add, we should emphasize
Mhm.
on solutions, not slogans.
Yeah.
Slogans should not be under our only political, objective.
Mhm.
We should try to find out solutions
Yeah.
objectively, and we should be more objective.
Yes, absolutely. And I do, all of the things that you have said that Amli could improve, and I'm sure they will with time when the time is right. I would also say that one of the best things that I have always noticed with Amli was that they actually focus a lot on women empowerment. They had many women leaders within the parties and in local government and all throughout the Bangladesh, which we are actually not seeing at the moment. Jamaat had zero, and I believe BNP probably has about 7 to 9 women spread out, but that is not enough. We are seeing quite a lack of women empowerment in politically landscape at the moment. So I hope to see that League, when they do returns, like you said, they will focus on our youth generation, younger generations, and different background, different age, different competence people we need, and it doesn't have to be related to a certain
I
family.
think I think you are right that Sheikh Hasina is a leader
Mhm.
for women empowerment.
Mhm.
She's a leader for people's empowerment. She was instrumental in passing a resolution in the UN on people's empowerment, reducing disparity, inequality, and all those. And these are practical steps as to how to empower people. This is this irony that she has been overthrown on the issue of disparity, but actually she is the leader of reducing all those disparities. Anyway, now she did an excellent job in empowering women. There are only 6% women were in the workforce when she came to power,
Mhm.
but she increased it to 46%. Because by providing varieties of facilities, safety, security, and of course to other encouragement. But now the new government, I mean not new government, the Jamatis, they want to undermine women. 50% of our citizens are female, and you cannot ignore such a large group of people. But unfortunately, that's the plan of the Islamist group. I'm happy that they are not there, but
Yeah.
only can promote again. They can take the leadership of women empowerment, and it could be a good issue and bridges with all the women organizations across not only in Bangladesh, across the globe, because this is an issue which I'm sure will be supported by Western world also. So here we'll find friends abroad who could be supporting us. Anyway, the thing we need to outreach, a public, create bridges, and pursue our principles and goals with confidence. With confidence, we must not be afraid of it, because our values and principles are, you know, very good,
Yeah.
and we should pursue it.
Absolutely. I agree. And especially seeing what I have seen last 1.5 years or 18 months regarding minorities and everything else, it feels like, in fact, just to actually, we have seen how BNP have approached with the whole 71 and the whole Muktijota scenario. They weren't very vocal, which was quite sad, where I actually expect them to be more vocal about it. So hopefully, my hope would.
Hopefully, we will make them vocal.
Yes, yes, yeah, because we have to, right? Because I see them as a secular political party, even though we have a very different ideology, but it doesn't have to be so different. They still have Muktijotas in their party, so I think they should think of that. And I have seen that Tariq Rahman actually has been to Jamaat's leader's house today, so I would really hope that is fine. He's doing his thing, but I hope that he would make sure that we save of 71 historical things which has been completely destroyed last 18 months, and
You
that is
see, Priyanka, what I think right now we have to do
mm,
first is we have to move politically. And politically, we have to outreach our people, the
mm,
public. We have to create bridges with all the varieties of groups and provide them with our narratives. And then legally,
mm,
we must pursue appropriate legal remedies through lawful channels. And I have one proposal that we must ask the new government, they must withdraw the ban from all political parties,
yes,
because ban today on Army League is a sinister move. Today it is on Army League. This has created a really fearful situation for the world. Because if you don't like one party, you just administratively, executively, you ban it. This is not good for any nation. So yeah, we should tell the BNP that this is so bad. One day you will not be over, and it's very difficult to manage Bangladesh economy. So they may face music very soon. So if you are out, the new government, whoever comes, they could ban you, and
mm,
that's a bad precedence.
true,
So we should ask the new Tariq Rahman government, withdraw ban from all political parties,
mm,
because it may hurt you in future. Secondly, withdraw all politically motivated cases against the politicians and the journalists, because these are the strength of an economy. You see, the legal. And I have, when I welcome him, I said your priority should be to establish an independent judiciary, because Yunus has destroyed it. So you should, establish an independent judiciary where people can confidence. Currently, the judiciary, Yunus judiciary, become a vehicle of extortion and exploitation and corruption. So you should get out of it. Unless you get out of it, you cannot sustain for a very long time. Anyway, and I think organizationally, we Awami League should reach out to the grassroots.
mm,
And I got one proposal from one Army League leader. He said the all Army Leaguers who are all across the globe, because of fear and threat of life by Yunus government, and because people cannot stay within the country because he created a mobocracy and
yeah,
started killing people. 6,770 people, mostly Army Leaguers, were killed by mob, yeah, extrajudiciously during Yunus' 17-month period. So many were killed, even inside the jail, 124 of them killed inside the jail. So people had to leave the country for fear of, death. Now we all should move back to country and surrender. If there are 18,000, false cases against politicians involving around 300,000 politicians, it doesn't matter. Now they should withdraw it. If they don't withdraw, we all go back to the country and surrender, to get arrested. And let's see how the government handles it. So I think
yeah,
we should be more confident, and I'm very confident that the future is bright for Awami League. Awami League has gone through this process before. It gone through in 1975, but it endured. I tell my people, they have passions, have confidence, have faith, because you support a party not for an individual. You support a party on values and principles, and that looks forward to Sunar Bangla. So we should stand by our principles ethically, morally, legally, and of course politically.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking of just what you mentioned. Bhaiya. I mean, last 18 months, all our, Awami League leaders, supporters, anyone remotely have done Awami League ever in their life. Our houses were burnt down, trashed, our people were killed, our women were raped. Actually, we got fired from our jobs, our businesses were torn apart and taken away. There are many, many things that has been happened. In fact, even now, today. So I think BNP needs to understand that and make situations in Bangladesh where our people are can have tiny bit of faith that okay, we can go back now and whatever happens happens, but it will be much more legally done than mobocracy and just like kill off on the street. I think that to to be that stage, it will take a bit of time, but it all depends on how Tariq Rahman handled it. We don't know yet, but we will still have to say how
I
the
think in the BNP there are some senior politicians,
mm,
so hopefully they will understand the
yeah,
gravity of it.
yeah.
Yunus has made their life more miserable
Hmm.
by many sinister agreements which are undisclosed. So already Tariq new government will face many newer challenges. To face those challenges, I tell him that it would be difficult for him alone to face those challenges. The best way to face those challenges is unity of the nation, and therefore he should welcome Awami League. And if he gets support also from Awami League, he can handle these sinister agreements more legitimately and peacefully and constitutionally. So for Tariq Rahman and the BNP, I believe that he will not be hostile as much as that of Yunus. He will not develop a strategy on vengeance. Instead, he would be looking forward to national unity because he needs to sustain. And sustainability only comes through national unity. And that you can achieve by withdrawing bans, by welcoming the Awami League and other political parties. And at least these parties will not be hostile to him. And therefore, because Awami League is not enemy to BNP, neither BNP is enemy to Awami League. That's the basic principle.
Mm.
So we should all work together to, you know, to to save our country because our country is at stake at this time. Yunus has basically destroyed the country. So
Absolutely.
to save the country, all parties and all groups must unite together. And maybe Tariq Rahman will realize it. If he don't realize, he have to face many challenges in music. So I think and there are many leaders in his own party. And you see, this Sheikh Hasina has a lot of experience. Experience matters. Experience matters. And, even Tariq Rahman could take advice from her as to how to manage because she did an excellent job in running the administration. It is not a joke for one individual to run the government for almost 21 years, 5 years in 1966 to 2001, and another 15, 16 years. So that tells some story. You see, that tells some story. That tells the experience. That tells how to manage a very difficult. Bangladesh is a very difficult country.
It
It's a
is.
very difficult economy. To manage such a Sheikh Hasina has two approaches, as I understand. One is the GDP, the development of the country. I know she did an excellent job. If I'm afraid that anyone can match her track record. She achieved 6.6% GDP growth rate over a period of 15 years. This is not a joke. And she reduced poverty more than half for a country like Bangladesh. And not only that, I mean, this is a miracle. And secondly, uh, she empowered all classes of people by providing many social protection programs because her focus one, achieving Sonar Bangla, which is GDP growth and others, other reducing misfortune of the people, to provide all individuals decent life and make Bangladesh, the hunger-free country by 2030 and a prosperous, stable economy, digital economy 2041. These are, I should great aspirations, and Tariq should follow those. And if he follows those, he could be a winner. Otherwise, his sustainability could question. So I would advise him, yeah, follow Sheikh Hasina's footsteps and see how she prospered. There
Yeah.
are many good things, and you can learn from there.
Mm. Moon Bhai, we are almost end of our show, but I do have two questions just to hear from you. What's your thoughts on them? As we touched upon slightly on it, internationally, the Yunus-led arrangement has been received favorable attention. We have seen because he is a very popular face, right? So we already know that he is quite received well internationally, and so many things that when we have brought them up within the UN or US or different parliament, it felt like usually have said that these are just propaganda. This is not how it actually happened, and they actually believe them. So you see that there's a gap between what Yunus' view is and an international view, and then what we try to show actually what has happened on the ground. How do you see we manage that? What do you think is happening there? Of course,
Yeah.
right now
You
there are
see,
more
you are right. This is an area,
vocal.
the international, partners, they often assess situations through a very limited window.
Mm,
And they basically looks at official briefings, headlines, and short visits, and government narratives. Yunus was very good in PR. His
mm,
narratives was very good, which can attract the Western world. So they developed a, I think, lopsided understanding of Bangladesh. And there we have our own weaknesses. We did not, the Awami League is a party, we did not reach out. We did not reach out them with our own narratives. We remained very quiet because we were all surprised because never thought of it. So we did not, for last 17 months, we were shy of providing our narratives, and not our actual objective narratives to them. I remember I published one report on the current crisis of Bangladesh on 10th July last year, 2024. I mean 2025, and it narrated what actually happened in Bangladesh during the uprising and after the uprising. Even it questioned the death number of that UN agreed with that. Yunus narrative. But unfortunately, that was not disseminated by my party as much as I would expected it. So our narrative did not reach to the governments, to the stakeholders, relevant stakeholders, to international agencies. You know, and that is our own. But at the same time, as I said, the international agencies and governments, their window is very limited. You see, and that's why they have developed a UNSPR. For last so many years, Sheikh Hasina and Awami League promoted Yunus as a good man, as a banker to the poor. And that perception was there. But his activities are so, dangerous and so partisan. Those things are not known to the rest of. A Nobel laureate is not noble in his activities, you
no.
see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Western world don't know. So
Yeah.
here, I think it is time for our party and the citizens of the country. I am saying civil society, the human rights activists, the legal lawyers and others, the journalists to come up with better communication and factual stories. I don't believe in drama. Citizens should know and the experience of citizens. Like in the last election, this election, so many people could not vote because somebody else voted it.
Yeah.
You should identify them and narrate, tell these stories to the rest of the world. You see, like stories that I gave you of Rajshahi, the total boat is 319,000 and total boat cost was 781,000, more than double of it. These
Yeah.
stories these are factual stories. We should let the rest of the world know. And then uh, register all the events, all the killings. 295,000 houses and properties of the Awami League leaders have been burned down or looted or vandalized. These stories should spread out and not in a whimsical world, in a systematic world. Then I think the international community, the Western world, the stakeholders will start changing their mindset. I tell you, in my own experience, when I initially reached to some of my old friends, they could not believe that Yunus could be bad because they have a preconceived notion of Yunus, such a pious man, good man, banker to the poor. But once they started looking at his activities and his highness activities, they started changing their mindset. And I
Mm.
tell you, many people have changed their mindset. So it is our responsibility, the nation's responsibility, to correctly provide narrative, because Yunus started a propaganda war. And his propaganda was really great. He made night into day and day into night. This is what was his propaganda.
Yeah.
We should now work together to reduce, the impact of those propaganda. So I'm hopeful situation will change. These we will have public confidence and support of all everybody. When people in the country will support you, rest of the world will also support you. You see,
True. I
rest of
was
the world will
just
not support you
asking,
unless the people in the country supports you.
yeah. My very last questions to you actually would be, finally, what messages do you want to tell, our Awami League supporters, citizens, and people that almost believes that Awami League's era is done and Awami League will never get back, which I don't believe in. I think Awami League is already there, and this is not about just returning. What would you say? What the message would you like to tell them that people believes
This,
Awami League's era
look,
is
you see, these are, the season changes.
done?
So now BNP is in power, and Army League has a bad day. But you never know. These are all temporary situations. Army League is a party that has a beautiful history, rich history. It is the leader of Bangladesh independence. Its strength is in its values and commitment. You see, its strength is not on individuals. It's values and commitment, and its outreach to the community. It is a party of the people. It supports, always prioritize the issues of the people. So as long as we will connect with the people, raise the issues of the people and their aspirations, Army League will remain. You see, in 1975, Army League leader was killed, and for many years they could not do anything.
Mm,
But after 21 years, Army League came back and won the elections with the people's support. So today we have a bad time, but we should not be upset. I mean, we should be upset, but we should not lose our faith on our party, because the Army League is not a party; it's a feeling of, inherent feeling. Those who believe in Army League, they believe in a in principles, in conscience. So it will come back. Today we have bad days. I said, stay calm, you know, stay calm, follow rules, and don't lose your aspirations, don't lose your hopes. We'll win. Time changes, so the same time will not remain same. Today, people might be supporting some parties, but tomorrow, when they will be failing, and it will be our responsibility to stay with the connect with the people, stay with the people, stay with their people's aspirations. I have high hope that we'll come back. But as I said, we must have better public outreach. We must have, better narrative of our objectives and issues, people's issues. We should expose the people issues more frequently, and we should look at our own omissions and commissions. And in that case, I am hopeful, because I tell my supporters, be patient, be disciplined, and reject all provocation, serve your commitments and communities. Stay with your community and serve them well. Uh, be concerned of your community, concern of your communities, and we are sure to win. It is a matter of time. I may not be alive, but it does not matter.
mm,
The party will remain, the country will remain, and will win in the long run. Those who are righteous, they will win, and God helps those who help themselves. If we help ourselves, we will be winner. So I'm not that much, what should I
worried
say,
about.
that much disappointed. I'm happy the Yunus is gone. Such a notorious individual has
Yeah.
gone, and that's a plus for us. So we should celebrate.
Yeah.
We should celebrate his departure.
Yeah. And for people, actually, the question that I asked you here, for people that thinks or worries about it, that the Awami League's era is and that they're not coming back, I would just tell them to think of one thing. Recently, our Netri, Sheikh Hasina, she have just called us. She has just given one single narrative regarding the election, that is to boycott by not going to the voting center. And with one call, we have seen throughout all Bangladesh, people haven't gone there voting. There is a very, very small percentage that have gone to the voters and to the voting. So that should show you
You
that
see, the
part,
very small Milik percentage voted, but
yeah,
many were under duress. Many minority people voted under duress.
mm,
So, but this is the strength of our League.
yes,
With
yeah,
one call, don't vote, and millions of people did not vote. You see, and that's a loss to the BNP
mm,
because they, unfortunately, BNP should not face this controversy that they got elected in a controversial election. The
yeah,
fault lies with Yunus because he was afraid that if he allows Awami League to participate, Awami League might win. And if they win, their
yes,
life would be in bad shape. So
mm,
that's why he denied Army, he banned Army League only because if Army League is allowed to participate, they may win. But as you know, the support of Army League has gone up.
yeah,
General public has become more supportive. So this is a good thing for Army League.
mm,
And just wait and see what happens. And
mm,
as I understand, Tariq Rahman will face more challenges because Yunus has really destroyed the country. The
yeah,
whole stock market is collapsed, bank is bankrupted, and Sheikh Hasina's government over 15 years only borrowed 200,000, 200,000, core dollars, core taka, and Yunus government in only 17 months borrowed 300,000 crore taka.
that
Oh
is a
God.
insane
And he
number.
last siphoned off those abroad. His advisors, so they are all involved in corruption.
Mm,
I have an officer who is working in the district. He was with me before. And he told me, sir, I said, why there's so much corruption? He said, when I joined in the government service 15, 20 years ago, we had one mission to serve the people, earn good name, and be promoted. He said, my juniors, those who have joined recently, they have joined through an illegal process. So when I asked them not to extort money, they said, sir, we have no future because if there is a regular government, we may lose our job. And if we lose our job, what we should do? So we got only few months to make money. And therefore, they're extracting money. Can you believe the culture he has created?
yeah,
Such a bad culture he has created. So Tariq Rahman will face a lot of music, and he can face those magic with the support of all people of the country, all parties. Therefore, he should withdraw the ban, withdraw all the politically motivated fraudulent cases against, leaders, political leaders, and journalists. Must allow civil space, better civil space, allow freedom of media and congregation. It is essential for a stable government. Election is for stability of the country. Election is for recovery of the economy. Unless he does those, uh, people will remain uncertain. There would be no more investment, and there would be no more job creation. So he will face difficulties. So to reduce difficulties, I'll argue, Mr. Rahman, to do the above that I have mentioned. And also, he should allow all the police people for the judgment, for the loved ones to
yeah,
sue the killers, because this is how the police have been demoralized. So there are so many things, Tariq Rahman has to do, had to abandon many of the strategies that Yunus has picked up for his personal advantage and vengeance, and he should reverse all those courts. And in the process, he can bring back civility and a better administration in the country. So well, I welcome him.
yeah. Thank you so much, Mohan Bhai, for your time and important insight that you have shared with us. My very personal opinion would be, since Awami League wasn't involved and excluded from these elections, and including so many other parties, I do not believe this term will fulfill. I don't think that will be fair. So I do hope for a re-elections where all the parties are involved. And then if BNP still wins, absolutely, I will welcome them to, take the government. But as of today, I don't think this has been a fair election. So my hope to see actually re-elections in the future, near future.
I look forward to
Whether
that. I look
Yeah,
forward to that. Earlier the better.
exactly true. So whether or not we agree or disagree with the recent elections tonight, discussions
But
has.
at the same time, I advise Awami League to renew its strength
Mhm.
and review and reflect its omissions, commissions, and outreach public. Give importance to citizens rather than a set of bureaucrats and
Mm,
set of individuals who are related to you.
absolutely. Momin Bhai, is there anything last you would want to tell our
I
viewers
advise
or?
my
Yeah.
people, Awami Leaguers, that there should be more passion,
Mm,
and they have difficulties. It's true.
mm,
But don't worry, good days are coming. Always after the cloud, there's sunshine. So believe in it. মেঘ দেখে তুই করিস না রে ভয়. In Bengali, said, don't be afraid of the cloud because you should be happy that there will be sunshine. So there will be sunshine. So don't be afraid. And, follow your principles and values and ask your leadership to be more ethical. They should pick up the better leaders who are morally strong, ethically strong, and not selfish, because public service is an abadat. So those who believe in that, they should pick it up like that. And commitment is more, stronger than slogans.
yeah.
So I believe that we should follow through, but do things legally. And right now, new government came. We should go to the court,
Mm-hmm.
and we should pursue all legal means. We should go to the election commission, pursue all our legal means. We should ask the government to draw the bans and allow us to participate and strengthen the nation. Without the participation of our party, or any party, the nation becomes weakened. The strength of the nation is through the participation of its citizens. And if citizens cannot participate, political parties cannot, institutions cannot participate, organizations cannot participate, then the government becomes weaker. And in the process, they become autocratic. So, to be more pro people, more planet, they have to accept these things, accept all, God loves varieties. So they should agree to allow all the varieties, all the political parties and I think they will do it. I'm hopeful. I'm always a positive guy, optimist guy. So I think better future are coming to us. This
Yeah.
is a lesson for us, and it's a time, it's an opportunity for us to strengthen us and renew our, commitment.
Yeah, I love that you are so hopeful, and I completely agree with you. I think better days are ahead. We are gonna see better days, and just keep being united, and we will get through it. I think I truly believe that we have better days ahead. And
Thank
historically, history has shows that political movement with deep roots do not disappear. They evolve, response, and return to the people.
I
So thank
agree. They do
you.
not
Yeah.
disappear.
Yeah. So thank you to all our viewers today that has been here and listened to our discussions. Moment by once again, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you to your viewers also.
You
Thank
really
you.
appreciate this. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, Bangladesh.
জয় বাংলা জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু থ্যাংক ইউ